You know, just, I am ordering you now not to have any contact with complaining witnesses in this case and not to go within 500 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand? I don't know if you're going to bond out, but if you do, I'm putting a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not anywhere near where these people live. Do you understand, Mr. Cortez? Our life is too short to live the next 30 to 40 years in a 6x9 box. It's not. It's way too short. Do you understand? All right. Thanks. Okay. Ms. Burns.
Question on Jacob, was that pre-trial house convictions? What was it?
Yeah. So you have Cortez as well.
Yes, yes.
This is the case that we spoke about
Exactly, last
the
week.
other day. Did something happen?
They were going to check upstairs. He had a pending felony as well, just to make sure that we were good to go with what we had discussed. And they said yes. So
Okay, so you got the okay, I guess, right? Okay. Mr. Cortez, come on up.
Hey,
yeah, yes.
Good morning, Mr. Cortez. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the two.
This is, we're pleading open to you.
Oh, you,
We're not doing time served. We talked to you last week about pleading open and a deferred.
it's not written as such then.
It's a-
Huh?
It's without a regret.
Because look, it says 3 days credit.
Yeah, that's how it was. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so basically, essentially, I guess the state and your lawyer do not have an agreement as to what kind of punishment, so you're coming to me to punish you in this case. Are you okay with this?
John.
Okay, understand.
Okay, so it looks like Mr. Cortez's plea deal just hit a snag. What started as a seemingly straightforward agreement for 3 days in jail with credit suddenly becomes an open plea. This means the judge now gets to decide his punishment, and you can instantly feel the shift in the courtroom's atmosphere. The judge's tone gets much more serious as they emphasize the life-threatening dangers of repeat offenses. This isn't just about a legal decision, it's a dramatic wake-up call. How do you think this unexpected turn impacts Mr. Cortez's immediate future?
That, you know, it's a first DWI. You know, we're all allowed to make mistakes, right? We all make mistakes. Everybody's human. But the problem is if you continue to make mistakes and you endanger other people's lives, that's when we have problems. And that's why we have harsher punishments, because we need to somehow get you to learn you can't keep doing this, because at some point, God forbid, something happens where you maim or kill someone. That's what we're trying to prevent. You have to understand that what we're doing now, the proverbial slap on the wrist, will not happen again. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Not only that, because this DWI is going on your record, if you get pulled over, an officer's going to run your record, they're going to see that you're a prior DWI. If you smell like alcohol, what do you think they're going to do? Probably right. So if I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would never get into a car, because it's a huge risk. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to sentence you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. But like I said, from now on.
We were pleading to defer, Your Honor.
Oh, you want to defer?
Yes.
Oh, that's more different, because here it says.
I don't know why the plaintiff were the state offered time served. We were coming to you for a deferred.
Okay. Is this what you want to do? Okay, so this is a big difference, right? The deferred, and thank you for telling me.
Exactly. Yeah, for probation.
So this is a probation where you must complete several things, right? If you do it, then good things will happen, right? What? Okay, so I guess we'll do 180 days. Probated for, I'm sorry, so we'll do deferred for 1 year. As part of the probation, you must complete a DWI education class. You must do a victim impact panel. You must maintain a guardian interlock throughout the entirety of this case. No drugs, alcohol, random urinalysis. Is there anything else that you would want?
Community service, did you already say that?
I mean, what does community service do? You know, I'd rather have him take a class and learn something than just mindless, just. Do you have any children, Mr. Cortez? Does he have any children?
Yes.
No? Okay, I'm just gonna do just these, even though you're doing a deferred, officers will still see this. You get pulled over, they're probably still gonna give you a hard time regardless. But regardless, whenever, no matter how old you are, no matter where you go, you're on a date, you're with the Queen of England, if you have something to drink, don't get into a car. Do you understand?
John.
If you violate this probation by testing dirty, picking up a new case, you don't do your stuff on time, I will issue a warrant and we will have a hearing to determine whether you violated this probation. If you do, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Counsel for a reason.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I will withhold it for for 1 year, get everything done, and then things will go well for you. Is that it?
That's great, Judge.
We done?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Sorry.
Morning, Mr. Lazo.
Good morning.
Person was helping out.
Today's going to cost you big.
Le va a costar muy grande.
Get ready.
And just like that, we're on to Mr. Lazo, and the stakes just got significantly higher. The judge wastes no time opening with the chilling line, "Today is going to cost you big." This isn't just a second DWI, it also involves a failure to stop and give information, essentially a hit and run. The detailed conditions of his probation, including hefty restitution payments and a mandatory breath test refusal waiver, paint a grim picture. This case really highlights the exponential consequences of repeated intoxicated driving. Have you ever wondered about the long-term ripple effects of such severe charges on a person's life?
Prepare.
It's going to cost you big today, Mr. Lazo.
Voy, señor Lazo.
You're charged of driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged of failure to stop and give information.
Dar información.
You have
Usted
worked
tiene
out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 18 months.
por
You
18
must do a thinking for a change, 4 victim impact panels, a repeat offender DWI education class. You must also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see if other conditions must be added.
tienen que agregar.
If they add other conditions, you must complete them.
Tienen que completar.
No breath test refusal,
Rehusar.
meaning that if you're pulled over in a car,
Pero
an
para-
officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it.
Tienen que hacerlo.
No drugs,
Ni droga,
no alcohol, guardian interlock,
rehusar un aparato.
$500 restitution paid to the first complaining witness, $900 restitution paid to the next complaining witness, 3 days in Harris County Jail as a condition.
Trabajar es como condición. Yeah.
What day to begin? The
21st.
You said March 21st?
El 21 de marzo va a comenzar.
You need to understand that this now makes 2 DWIs that are going on your record. What happens on the next one?
Con la próxima. Like what?
If you ever pick up another DWI,
No, por
what
manejar
kind of sentence will you be facing?
ya estaría enfrentando.
Pues no sé, sería más grande, pero ya no pienso manejar y tomar.
Well, I don't know. It
No.
would be bigger than this, but I'm not planning on driving and drinking and driving.
Do you know how many times I've heard that,
¿Cuántas veces yo oí,
Mr. Lazo?
no Lazo?
Sí, a otros yo sé que lo dicen, pero yo sí lo cumplo.
Stop. I want you to listen.
Pero que ustedes,
Do you know how many times people have told me, I'm never going to do it again?
voy a volver a hacerlo otra vez.
Do you know how many times?
¿Sabes cuántas veces?
You never
usted
know what happens in the future.
sucede en el
There's a
futuro?
death in the family.
Hay una
Your
muerte en la
wife cheats
familia, su
on
esposa,
you. Lose a son or a daughter.
un hijo, una
You
hija.
never know what happens
¿Sabe lo que va a suceder?
that will cause you
Que podría
to do
causar que
something
usted haga
that you
algo
wouldn't
que no
normally
hubiese hecho
do.
normalmente.
You need to understand that from now on, if you ever pick up another DWI, you will be facing a felony charge, minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison.
Yes, I know.
And you don't have to be falling down stupid drunk to
Borracho
pick up a felony.
para que le den.
The only thing that needs to happen is you in a car, you get pulled over,
Que no paren.
just the odor of alcohol.
El olor de alcohol.
An officer is going to look at your record
Que va a mirar su expediente.
and they will make assumptions.
A presumir,
And then you will possibly be facing a felony charge.
intentando un delito mayor.
So if I were you,
Así que si yo
I
fuera
would
usted,
never,
yo jamás,
ever, if you've had a sip of
hubiera
alcohol,
tenido un
get
tipo de
into a
alcohol
car.
en un carro.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
Sí, yo lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
There is also a $6,000 surcharge
Su cargo de $6,000
that you will be required to pay on this case
en este caso,
because it's a second DWI.
que es seguro
I told you that it was going to cost you big.
va a costar.
And I will tell you now,
Y le digo
if you don't pay it,
que si no lo paga,
every $100 that you owe,
dentro de
you will sit one day in jail.
ya en la cárcel.
So you can imagine, because with court costs, you're probably going to owe around $6,500 to $6,600. You can probably guess how long it will take in jail to satisfy $6,600 at $100 per day.
$1,600 a $100 al día.
Es bastante, sí.
Yes, I know, it's quite a bit.
Somehow, we have to get through to you
Usted
so that you understand
para que usted entienda
this is unacceptable.
esto no.
The only thing we are trying to
Lo
do
único que estamos
is
tratando
prevent someone from dying,
de alguien,
because every day someone dies on our road
alguien muere en nuestra
from an
carretera,
intoxication case.
alguien que está ebrio,
You are giving up the right to a trial,
tiene su derecho,
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf,
tenga su
confront and cross-examine your accusers.
carretera.
If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported,
Podría ser
excluded from the country,
deportado del-
denied naturalization under federal law.
Sale
You give up the right to appeal.
su derecho a apelar.
Once you accept
Ya
this
cuando
agreement,
acepta este acuerdo,
you're stuck with us until you successfully complete it or you get revoked for non-compliance. Now,
ahora,
if you test positive for alcohol,
pasan positivas de
you
alcohol,
do something to violate this probation, like pick up a new case.
casos
You
nuevos,
do not do your classes on time.
clases, no terminan las clases a tiempo.
If you fail to pay restitution to the complaining witnesses, then I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Bueno, una orden.
And on a probation violation, you're looking at you're looking at an entire year
Mira,
in jail.
un año completo en la cárcel.
Do you
¿Lo
understand?
entiende?
Sí, sí lo entiendo.
Yes, yes, I do understand.
How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Culpable o no culpable.
Pues soy culpable, pues.
Well, I'm guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement.
Sentencio.
So in this case, as part of the plea bargain,
Parte.
you're also charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident.
Irse
And
de-
here we have two people that were,
Bueno,
or two different, I guess,
Vehicles that were
vehicles that were,
damaged, yes.
que sufrieron daño.
They were both struck by the defendant, yes.
any injuries?
Bueno, a los dos.
No, Your Honor.
Pregunta si hubieron lesiones físicas, dice que no, su señoría.
We were lucky that no one was injured.
Tiene suerte que
Lazo.
nadie se lastimó,
No.
señor.
Because it's a second offense, I have to suspend your
Okay.
license.
Tengo su licencia.
I'm going to do it for a year. Because you're not able to drive, you will get a portable device that you will take with you so that we know that you're not consuming alcohol.
Para asegurarnos que no está consumiendo alcohol.
Do you have a portable device now?
I'm not sure which device. Let me double check, Judge. I believe it may be a scram, but let me verify.
Esta es una doble.
Well, I have
Portable.
this.
He has
Scram.
So
Cram on his
what we'll
leg.
do is, once you get the portable device,
Él tiene este aparato por-
I will give you an order to remove your ankle monitor.
quiten.
I have been paying for your ankle monitor now.
Pagando por ese
I cannot pay for your portable device while you're on the probation. You will be responsible for that payment.
Eres responsable por ese pago.
We will give you a sufficient amount of time to pay. I can give you a 2-year,
Puedo dar
3-year payment plan.
pago de un plan de pago de 2 o 3 años. Okay.
How much is it?
Yo estaba pagando.
The total that you will be required to pay is $6,445.
$145.
And we can do that. So that's around 200 and, you're doing it, how many months? This is, oh, it's 18 months. Yeah, so it's,
a green card holder. So he's the one already.
I have 358.
Have a green card. President.
Did you do 16 or did you do 18?
16.
It's an 18-month probation.
But the first month is not important, and then they like to have the fees by the last month, so we only do it by 16.
Got it, okay. If you need more time to pay,
Más tiempo para
we can always give you more time to pay.
Podemos dar más tiempo.
If you ever have any issues, all you need to do is come back and talk with us,
Hay que hacer
and we
venir a
can
hablar
work
con
through anything.
nosotros. Podemos trabajar
The
en
worst possible thing you can do is just take off.
No pagar.
irse, not pay.
No,
No.
the worst possible thing you can do is just take off
Eres
and
ir
not do anything,
y no
because then
porque entonces
100% a warrant will issue.
100%
But if you have any problems, come
porque el problema
communicate with us and we can always work through any issues.
es arreglar cualquier
But I'm going to tell you now,
Pero le digo,
if I find that you're consuming alcohol, we will have a really
tendrá
big
un
problem.
problema bien grande.
Not to
Porque
consume,
no puede consumir
and you're not to drive
puede manejar
unless you have a valid Texas driver license,
gente,
liability insurance,
seguro,
and you have a guardian interlock in the car.
tiene un aparato.
I'm telling you, if I find that you drive without any of these devices and without our approval,
Con su carro,
I will grow horns because I will be so upset.
está tan enojado.
Do you understand?
¿Lo entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Waive the supervisory fee, because we'll just have him do all this.
Now, let's pivot to Mr. Rodriguez, an 18-year-old caught up in a reckless driving incident, likely a parking lot takeover. This situation is increasingly common, and the judge's warning about vehicle seizure is a critical legal insight. It shows how aggressively authorities are cracking down on these dangerous activities. The judge isn't just lecturing. They're emphasizing that Mr. Rodriguez's choices of friends and activities are directly leading him into serious trouble, potentially jeopardizing his entire future. This is a powerful, direct moment from the bench, reminding us how seemingly minor decisions can lead to life-altering consequences. What do you think about the judge's tough love approach in this scenario?
You, Luis Gilberto Rodriguez. Sir. Mr. Rodriguez, you were charged with reckless driving. You were facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
14 officers were assigned to practical crimes and misdemeanors from Texas on an operation targeting illegal street fixing and parking lot takeovers in undercover capacity. Officer at 11737 East Texas Freeway in Harris County, Texas, observed the driver of a 2007 flatbed Ram with one multiple donuts in the parking lot. The vehicle was maneuvered in tight circular motions, causing the rear tires to lose traction and produce visible smoke and all extinction. That Ram headed towards the exit of the parking lot when the vehicle executed a burnout, causing its tires to emit smoke and a loud screeching noise. As the driver of the Dodge Ram initiated a turn to proceed east on East Mount Houston Road, while the vehicle fishtailed. During the maneuver, the Dodge Ram flew closely, striking several vehicles and must have been multiple accidents. The officers conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle.
Got it. Can you look to see any priors of this same or similar nature?
Yes, Judge, I'm not showing any criminal history.
No? Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, or one more thing, if you can look for a license, please, valid license. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Let me just give you a little warning that the Texas legislature has made it very easy for DAs across the state of Texas to seize and take cars for people who participate in this type of activity. In fact, I think that there was a news conference maybe 2 days ago where they're cracking down on this type of behavior. And I've seen it where here we have people who've had their cars seized and taken when they're multiple times in this. Do you understand? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in any street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving, anything of this nature. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail.
Yes, sir.
And then I will take your driving privileges away.
Sir.
Do you understand?
Sir.
So do you mind filing that? No reckless driving, donuts, et cetera. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, how old are you, sir?
18, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Okay. Deputy Miranda, Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'll have you sign a receipt of Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Do you understand? How's jail? Sucks?
It's not for me.
It's not supposed to. That's what I want to hear. Do you speak Spanish?
Sir.
My mom used to tell me, dime con quién andas, yo te digo quién eres. Tell me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are. That's what life is. When you hang out with dogs, you're going to end up with fleas. I don't know if that's what's happening now, but I told you I don't want you smoking, and it's continued to happen. Now, what should we do? Should we let him out? What do you think, Mom?
I agree with the same curfew. I want the same curfew he has, everything, just maybe drug test randomly.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'd like to see him out. Number one, Judge. I mean, his mom, he's got asthma. I think he's learned he needs to be out of there. I think he understands using the friends as an excuse is not going to fly. Being around people that smoke weed, that ain't going to get you positive. I explained that to him. Based on the videos, which I watched, he needs to understand who you're hanging out with is the reason you're getting in trouble. Like Judge said. Okay?
You have but one life. The more cases you start catching, the harder life gets. It doesn't get easier. The older you get bigger, fatter, uglier, you lose hair. Life doesn't get easier. And if you don't have a trade, if you don't have an education, you're going to end up in and out like all those other mopos in there now. Look at all the old timers in there. They're children who never grew up, never did anything with themselves, never amounted to anything. So all they end up doing dope, they end up stealing that's not a life, man. You got a mom that cares.
You understand you're here because you got in a car of someone else driving that decided not to stop, right? You understand who you're hanging out with is getting you in trouble. They've now landed you in jail 2 times. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
The day you got arrested and now when the judge putting you back in. And you can blame your friends for the second time judge revoking your bond. But you need to understand you are putting yourself in this position by choosing to be around these people. So it's your decision how this goes. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to help you and get you out of this. But you got to help yourself. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No hanging around with these people. It is a condition of your bond.
Sir.
I will give you another chance, but I will not play this game with you again. You continue to smoke. You continue to hang out with the people that you're hanging out with. Or you pick up a new case, I'm going to put you in, and I will not let you out again. You will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. And I tell you, it takes 9 months just to get a damn 911 tape. I'm all over the state repeatedly because of it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is the last chance you have with me. Okay? I'll reinstate the bond today. Same conditions fly. We test him in 40 days again, 40 to 45 days. If you're dirty again, get ready. You understand?
I'll also give random drug tests too from the agency I work with, so just to keep up with it.
Well, he's going to test with us. I want to know because I know.
No, definitely.
Right. Okay. All right, man. Make me proud. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Sir.
So what is he doing now? Is he in school or
Yes.
full time, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Keep it up.
And I'm going to get a mitigation packet in here.
Done.
Okay.
All right, you're out today.
So much.
It's the last chance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man.
Thank you.
You got it.
Reset when you
Whatever you want.